Good day everyone and welcome back to Lil Wanderers channel. For today's vlog, I will be taking you to one of Morocco's beautiful city, the city of Essaouira. On our way to Essaouira, an amazing sight captures my attention, an argan tree full of goats. In arid regions of Morocco, the only available forage is found on the top of evergreen shrubs and trees. Most of us are familiar with domestic goats climbing on rocks, but never knew that they are talented tree climbers too, with great sense of balance, especially on those tiny twigs. Incredibly amazing. And here we are. Welcome to the city of Essaouira. It is a 3-hour drive west of Marrakesh and a port city on Morocco's Atlantic coast. The port is a fascinating place to wander with all the fish laid out for sale and fishermen bringing their catch and preparing their nets. It's busy, smelly, and dirty, but an absolute treat to be able to witness. What you are seeing right now is the Scala de la Casbah, a casa-like entrance to the port with stone arcs. These ramparts are an Essaouira must-see and feature heavily in HBO's hit TV show Game of Thrones. If you are a fan of Game of Thrones, Essaouira is an absolute must-visit for you, as this place was the set for Astapor in the Game of Thrones. Being a fishing port, it will come as no surprise that Essaouira is heaven for seafood lovers. You can even buy fish directly from the fishermen here and have it cooked at one of the open restaurants at the port. Just ask one of the sellers and they will point you in the right direction. Walking along Essaouira's ramparts enables you to gain a fresh perspective of the city. These fortified walls were constructed around the Medina in the 18th century to protect the port from an attack and are remarkably well preserved. The place is indeed a wind-sweeping views of the Atlantic coast, with wooden fishing boats, rocky outcrop, and an offshore bird sanctuary. The Medina of Essaouira, formerly known as Mogador, is UNESCO World Heritage Site, built in the late 18th century. By the way, cars are not permitted to enter the Medina, so it's a lovely place to wander and get lost. Though don't worry about getting too lost, as it's not too big and in a grid pattern. You will always be able to find your way out again, and locals are always happy to help you out. You will find a lot of stuff in here like handcrafted rugs, hand-carved woodwork, quirky metalwork ornaments, soaps and spices, vibrant artwork, stunning ceramics, and lots more. There are so many cool things to buy in Morocco. No traveler is able to visit without taking at least something home.
Separates between the Casbah. So from here to the Casbah is the richness area, and this is the poor areas. We have a lot.
I actually find Essaouira much more laid back compared to Marrakesh, but of course still oozing with Moroccan charm and character. The sellers here are much less pushy than in Marrakesh and often just fancy a chat to practice their English.
Hello! So we will be leaving in a few minutes here in Essaouira. I'm heading to my van. We will leave in a few minutes. This beautiful Essaouira. Wow. Amazing. What a beauty.
If you are in need of warmth and sunshine and want to avoid the high season crowds, the best time to visit Essaouira are the shoulder season months, between April and June and between September and October. By the way, Essaouira has been coined as the windy city of Africa. And if you want to avoid the wind as much as possible, September and more so October are the best months to visit the city. It's stunning to watch the Essaouira sunset before we head off to Marrakesh. and this is where locals come to play football as well. It's a refreshing place to breathe after the confines of the Medina and the bustle of the port.